Happy ano ngayon?
Happy Mother's Day.
First time mo ngayon sumali dito? Me too, it's the first time. Together with tatay, mama. Ayan. Nandito kami sa Harbor. Oh, ganun pala yun. Sakto lang pala yung ating ko na. May nakita ang bata, oh. Masaya na din yan si Ining. Sa mga ganyan, maghuhulog. Magkano to? 25 Canadian yan, oh. Isa laang 25 Canadian. Magkano sa pera natin, ano? Ipili si Ining. Magkano yung binigay mo? To, wag $2, 25 Canadian lang, honey. Lugi ka. Uy, lugi ka. 2 Canadian dollars. Yun ang $2. Ito dito. Anak, hindi yan pwede ka doon. Sa may toys. Pili ka na lang yan, anak. Yan, $2 talaga yan. Turuan mo, mahal, tatay, baka masayang pa. Di, pipili na lang siya. Sticky toys. Oh, matalino nga. Pili ka na lang, anak, kung alin ang gusto mo. Share ka na dyan.
Okay, come on. Let it go. Let it go, honey. And then ganun mo, twist mo. Go on.
Over. Yamak Choli ng Pilipinas. Ito yung kakainin namin. Wow, sarap. Thank you, tatay, for Mother's Day celebration. Chata. Order lang si Honey ng chata. Favorite ni Honey yung chata. Happy Mother's Day! Iikot lang kami mga kapinay. Titingnan lamang namin. Ayan lang nagpapasaya sa akin ang mag-iikot sa kapaligiran. Halifax, downtown.
Honey, look. Yun o, barko na under yung
Yung
green.
ano?
Pwede tayo sumakay doon eh, sakay kaya tayo doon.
Sakay kaya tayo doon? Tatay?
Natin kung saan yun. Hindi ko lang kung saan yun eh.
Doon, sa may downtown.
Pwede pa yun. Yun, honey, look, look.
Pwede
Kita
nga.
mo.
Doon sa may downtown, sa may barko.
Nakita mo yun, yun o.
Oo. Sa may barko yun?
Tatawid sa kumila, ilulusong sa tubig.
Tara.
See that? Tara. Tapos mamaya tayo kumain bago tayo.
Grass
Pati dito sa
hopper.
baba.
Harbor hopper. Doon ngayon sa baba, sa may ikuan. Sa tawag diyan. Sa paradahan din ng barko.
Ano mo lang yan.
Ito yun, okay na yan. Dire-diretso na tayo. Para alam nila, natural tayo mga Pinoy ang ating pinagkukwentuhan. Wala na tayo nililihim pa sa mundo. Shoutout mga kapinay. Yan, pababa. Ito yung downtown ng Halifax. Wala kaming plano kung ano yung gagawin namin ngayon sa Mother's Day. Kasi si Mr. kanina ay may ginawa pa, may kailangan tapusin. Kaya hapon na siya. Kaya wala talagang plano yung pag-celebrate namin ng Mother's Day. Maganda din doon, ano?
Ito, maliit na lugar lang. Dito ka
Maliit
makakita
na.
ng mga building dito sa downtown.
Oo, dito ka na makakita ng mga building.
Maliit
Sa
na-
downtown, yung parang style nga ika sa atin ay city, Manila, mga ganyan.
Maliit lang.
Maliit, pero maliit lang. Kaya yun nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, walang plano kung ano yung pag-celebrate namin ng Mother's Day. Kumbaga kung ano na lang na ngayon mapuntahan namin, ayun lang, ganun lang mga kapinay.
Look, ano yung ganda eh. Look.
Wow, ang ganda nga na.
Parang ko nasa iyo yan eh, Halifax.
Ang galing nga na may design pa.
Monitor.
May mga monitor ano. Yan, dito mga kapinay, dito nyo talaga makikita na may mga ilang tao-tao. Kumbaga dito lang kayo makakita ng mga...
Ganda pa dito, pintusuan natin.
Di ba, dyan nga kami dati tumambay ni Ining. Dati, nung umatan ka ng concert, umatan dati si Kapanday ng concert, ay si Ining ay pumasok sa loob. Yung kami kasi, tanda mo dati, yan, dyan kami nagtambay dati ni Ining. Ang sarap dyan tumambay nung gabi. Tingnan nyo, ang daming tao mga kapinay. Maganda talaga maglakad doon. Doon talaga kami naglalakad. Doon talaga kami napunta dati ni Ining pagkuhan. Daming tao dito, no?
Madami na.
Talagang parang dito kayo makakita ng parang tao-tao kumbaga eh. Parang
Nagsusukay doon kanina.
matutuwa kang makatanaw dito yun.
Parang bangkahan eh.
Yan mga kapinay. Tingnan lang natin yung kapaligiran ng aming downtown Halifax. Inuubo-ubo pa si Ining ng kaunti. At si pinainin niyo ay may ubo-ubo din ng kaunti. Yan, diba? Mga iba't klase ng tao. Yun.
Ibang lahi.
Iba't ibang lahi.
Pero mga dito Indian.
Pero madami dito mga kapinay, alam nyo kung ano, lahi. Indian. Kaya pala dito, tinatawag na Canadian, Canada at Indian.
Yung bansang
Ang
laho
dami.
ng Canada at Indian.
Kaya nga, ano, combination ng Canada at Indian. Kasi ang dami talaga ditong mga mga Indiano, nanggaling sa India. Yan, shoutout sa mga taga Indiano, India.
We love you.
We love you. Yan. Punta lang tayo diyan sa may yung dagat. Natatanaw na natin ang pambansang watawat ng Canada. Para namimiss ko ng tanawin ang pambansang watawat ng Pilipinas. Soon, makikita ko na uli ang aking watawat. Proud to be Pinay. Ang galing pala na nalalo sa Miss Universe yata yung kaniranahan. Si Miss Makati 2023. Magaling ang sagot. Oo, Miss Philippines Universe.
Ang sagot niya Tagalog, English.
Abay, English lahat ang sagot nila eh. Pero magaling nga. Maganda ang pagkakasagot niya doon.
Laro, ito pa yung edition lang.
Oh, diba? Ayan. Umikot lang kami. Ayan. Doon sa, pag summer doon.
Walang museum.
Oh, yan ang
Maritime Museum.
Maritime Museum.
Nandun naman yung Titanic.
Yung about sa history ng Titanic. O sa susunod pala punta natin yan. Sarado na kasi ngayon eh. Ito lang simple lang talaga ang downtown ng Halifax.
East Coast Museum.
Yan, Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Ayan, pala yun ano. Ha?
$40 siya.
Hari ka naman. Tatanong natin. Hindi ko pa talaga din yun na-experience eh.
May experience natin.
Kaya nga.
Yung mga bagay na hindi mo experience natin.
Ayan, nagkukantuhan lang kami ni Kapanday dahil syempre kami naman talaga magkachika na lang dito sa Halifax. Hindi naman pwede kami mag-away nito. Wala na akong kachika. Wala na akong kamaretesan pag inaway ko pa si Kapanday. Po, si Little Pinay, bibili lang daw siya ng donut. Nandito kami sa may downtown. Ganda oh. Ang daming donut ni Honey. Pili ikaw, anak. Si Little Honey. Ang ganda naman ng aking bebe tsaka ang tatay. Simpleng celebrate lang namin ng Mother's Day. Punta lang kami ng downtown. Yung mga kapinay yung gaganda ng motor astig. Diba? Sarap di mamasyal dito para maglalakad-lakad ka lang. Ganda ng mga motor astig. Mga samahan na magmumotor. Gusto yata makasali ni Kapanday. Kape. Diba? Ang saya na sa mga ganitong style masaya na tayo. Mga kapinay. Ha? Pag? Kaya nga. Sina? Sino mo tayong pera? Madaming pera? Bakit dadami ng pera dyan? Ba't dadami yung pera? Oh?
Tama, ang pangalan ng bangka.
Kaya pala madaming pera. Kwarta. O yun, doon yun, bugan. Tara!
Tara, you wanna experience that? Come.
Tara, harbor hopper. Saan yun no? Nadapunta din pa rin doon dagat. Saan tayo dyan sasakay? Dapat alaman natin kung saan ang kwan noon.
Tara, let's go.
Nakaalis na tuloy bugan. Di mo muna tinanong. Tanong mo diyan. Yan diyan sa may sakayan ng kwan. Ano ba tawag dyan? Barko. Punta lang kami doon mga kapinay. Sa sakayan noon. Try namin. Wala ito sa plano. Di ba nakita lang namin kanina yung tate pogi. Meron din pala dito yung kagaya ng pinuntahan namin ng PEI. Ang tagal na namin. May gusto dito si Ining, tatay. Ito, bibili siya uli nito, tatay. Oo, nagpapabili uli siya niya.
Maliit niyan, yun, maliit.
Ayun ang gusto niya. Yan mo na. Sa akin ko na. Treat ko kay Ning. Oo. Tatay, oh. Ano tatay dala mo? Meron din pala ditong cow, ano. Yung cow, bumili si Ning. Malaki niya is 20 Canadian. Yung maliit, mas mura tong malaki. Yung maliit ay 7. Pagkaliit. Dito ka na sa malaki. Hindi. Damang pan ng mga bata, ganyan lang dinasuot. Baka ng barkong yun na, oh. Ay, barko, oh. Laki, oh. Alin? Hala, ang ganda nga nito. Bugan. Talagang aakiyatin mo lang, oh. Tapos tatanaw ka doon sa taas. Next time pala, punta tayo diyan pag tag-init na, tag-init na. Nasaan na yung kwan? Tingnan nyo mga kapinay. Ang ganda dito. Ito talaga puntahan dito pag summer. Balik kami dito pag summer. Lalong ang daming tao dito. Punong-puno yung mga upuan. Halos wala ka ng maupuan. Spring pa kasi ngayon eh. Kaya yan. Nahanap lang namin ngayon mga kapinay. Yung harbor hopper. Wala kami kasing idea. Oh. Ay, ang ganda na yung style mga kapinay, oh. Yun, oh. May pwede kang tungtungan para swimming pool. Ang ganda, kakatuwa. Kaka-relax talaga pag ganito. May mga ilang taong mga nakain na din, oh. Lalo na pag summer yan, eh. Pag company Halifax. Aba, parang ayos din na. Dito, mawiwili ka talaga maglakad. Lalo na talaga mga kapinay pag summer na. Kasi nga talagang sobrang dami ng tao dito pag summer.
Naliligaw kami. Nakakalito naman. Mga pakundalaw.
Tapos nandun yung ating
Kasi wala
sasakyan.
dito
Ano?
ano, Google Map.
Hindi, nandun yung sasakyan natin.
No, Google
ano,
Map, kaya meron akong map.
Yeah. Yan, oh. May mga palaruan din dito. Nung unang-una namin dito sa Halifax. Oo. Oh, iba talaga. Pagka no, 'di ba? Habang tayo ay nagbibideo, kinukuhanan ako ng picture ng aking mister. Yeah. Welcome to Canada, ha?
Mama, we go here before.
Oh, remember? Oh, remember daw ni Ineng na nag-go siya dito before. Ah, ang ganda, oh. Kaya nga, ang ganda.
Naharap ka dito.
Okay na, sige na, Aning. Oh, okay, kaya nga, ayaw namin. Bakit yun? Salamat. Dito ka, tatay, sa kami. Salamat. Thank you. Thank you. Salamat ha. May family nga rin naman tayo.
Ayan, sige, tingin. Sa Moncton pa kami.
Sa Moncton.
Masal pa kami dito. Kayo ba?
Dito lang.
Buti dito kayo. Malaki-laki.
Nanggaling na rin dati kami sa Moncton eh.
Galing kami sa Brunswick, di ba? Nag-film kami sa
Nagpunta kami ng
Magic.
Moncton, sa Magic Mountain. Nanggaling dati kami no. Tapos sarado pa dati
Pero ano,
yung
tayo pa rin di ba kami gawa ng ano?
yung parang katatapos na ng pandemic
Pinapakat
dati.
sa St. John, wala rin namin. Pumunta ko.
Oo. Medyo mas masaya dito.
Pumunta kami na yung tao.
Maraming pasyalan niya sa...
Eh,
Ay,
sasakay ko
pumunta.
itong dalo dito sa ano, anong tawag doon?
Harbor hopper, ano? Harbor hopper?
Sa bangkang na land, ano?
Yun na nga gusto namin sa susunod. Uwi din kami ngayon.
Uwian lang, biyahe.
Lang.
Kailang magkakasamang family. Meron pang mga iba. Oo, ganun din dati kami na namasyal sa Moncton eh.
Madami pa rito pasyalan eh.
Madami.
Hindi lang dito eh.
Oo.
Madami.
Natuwa dito.
Kaso,
Mas
kailangan
masaya.
talagang time eh.
Mas matraffic lang.
Oo, pag dito.
Pag dito lang sa may downtown.
Sige po.
Ay siya,
ingat kayo.
salamat. Ingat din kayo. Galing, may nakita kami mga kapinay na kapwa natin Pilipino. Pero taga Moncton daw sila sa kabilang province ng Canada, sa Brunswick. Ay nakita pinipicture ako ni Kapanday, kami dalawa ni Ineng. Sabi pipicture daw din kami tatlo. At yun, pumayag na kami. May picture kami tatlo nga yung mag-anak. Yan si Kapanday. Si Kapanday ang bida natin kasi Mother's Day. Yan. Saan kayo tatay? Baka yung pa-ibay, mabusog na ako eh. Kakakape. Ganda ng mga kono. Wala tatay, tingnan mo. Tatay, tingnan mo, ang ganda oh. Wala, ang ganda.
Hey, buddy, you gotta get out. You have to get in.
Ayan oh, pogi nila. Shoutout sa mapapoging nakikita natin mga kapinay.
The one to the front doesn't need that. They don't need it anymore. Oh, my foot! Hey! Hey, buddy!
Oo. Hala, may mga bago na uling ginagawa dito. Oh, ang sarap dito uling pumalik pag summer. Nakakatuwa. Ayan pala yung dalaga. Ah, yung dati. Binila na natin. Kaya nga hindi ko lang naalala. Tatay. Hindi ko lang naalala dati. Diba? Dami na rin
I
tao.
remember this place.
Pa?
I remember this place.
Oh, you remember? Remember daw nining yung place na to, tatay. Oh, smart siya eh. Yung mga bilihan ng kono. Pagtindahan. Ah, dito dati, kumain na tayo dito. Tatay, yan, di yan. Kumain tayo din ni Namare dati. Sarap buhay. Shoutout kay Namare. Ha? Opo. Na-remember mo din? Kaya nga. No, it's not close. Kaya, opo. Ayan, nakita na namin. Dito pala yun. Kaya lang baka kwan yan. Tawag dito. Baka yan eh. Kailangan eh magpaparegistered ka pa. Tatanong ni Kapanday.
How are you today? I'm good. You guys here for a hopper tour? Oh, okay. So they are. It's for I believe it's $54 a person. If you're looking to.
They probably qualify for the family discount because she lives under 6.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. If you guys wanted to book, if you just head over to that little booth there, they'll let you know everything that's available, and they'll be able to book you in.
Okay, the harbor, yeah.
Just the blue building there.
The
with
harbor hopper. Okay, thank
No
you.
problem.
Ah, kailangan nga muna magpa-register. How about the kids? No.
Everything you want to know, we will ask that.
OMG. Okay. Sana meron pa. Third ticket.
money here. It's Canada. Don't worry about money.
Yan, harbor hopper. May receipt na po kami, mga kapinay. Yay! Thank you, tatay. First time kayang ma-experience. 15 minutes pa daw, ha? Huwag excited. 15 minutes. Ito yung mga kapinay, harbor hopper. Parang pang tour nila yan dito. Sa land at saka sa dadaan niya sa dagat eh. Yan alam ko eh. Kaya first time ko ma-experience yung harbor hopper, mga kapinay. Let's see mamaya, mga kapinay. Kaya tayo, mga kapinay. First time namin to. First time, medyo may kamahalan din pala, pero okay lang. Sabi nga ng tatay. Saan tayo, tatay? Dito na tayo sa taas. Okay. Ah, meron na pala din dito sa loob. Iyan. Pero hindi ako masyado. Sakto lang. Baka tayo mabasa. Ha?
It's gonna go to sea. It's gonna go to the hill.
Just so you know, folks, this vehicle, it doesn't run on diesel. It runs
Ah.
on enthusiasm. So we'll work on that over the next 55 minutes or so, okay? Well, welcome aboard the Harbor Hopper. My name's Jeff. I'm going to be your driver and captain, and with me is the incredible Rick, who will not only be your guide, but also your first mate. And
Wow.
just so you know, Rick, well, he knows all the Halifax. Halifax.
Halifax.
Thank you. Before we hit the road, though, a few things I need to tell you. To begin with, this
Yung
vehicle is
isa.
quite wide, about 13 feet. Streets in Halifax, they're more like 10 feet wide. So we will
Buuin
be
mo,
getting close to
tatay.
trees,
Buuin
buses,
mo
stop
pa nga.
signs, scaffolding, illegally parked Amazon delivery vehicles, and who knows what else. So I'd ask, please keep arms, legs, cameras, phones, anything of value, even your kids, inside the harbor hoppers we're traveling through the narrow streets of Halifax. So you guys are from, you said Edmonton? Or, sorry,
Wag mo na, wag na.
Brandon, from Manitoba,
Wag na,
right?
mamaya. Gikon
So you're
mo na
probably
habang
not Leafs
nagsasalita
fans.
pa.
Are you? Do we have any Leaf fans on board? This is Elias. He's one of our guides, and I like to remind him that this vehicle was built around the last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. So it's old, and like other things out of the 60s, myself included, this old girl, well, let's just say she's aging gracefully. It creaks, it rattles, shakes, makes strange sounds. That's normal, so please don't be concerned. If, though, there was an area of concern, it would be this. No suspension and no seat belts. So I'd ask that you please remain seated and securely so, just in case I had to hit the brakes quickly or we snap into a pothole or two.
Okay.
If you're visiting Halifax for the first time, you're going to realize very quickly Halifax is the pothole capital of the world. So if I snapped into one or two, listen, it's not my fault, it's the asphalt. Wonderful to meet you all. My name is
Let's
Rick,
go,
once
mga
again.
kapinay!
Hi, what's your name? Devin? Evan. Evan. I'm going to call you Devin. Okay. It's great to meet you guys. A little bit about myself. I'm currently here in the city studying. I actually just graduated from the Fine Arts program at Nova Scotia College of Art and Design with a bachelor's degree in fine art. Thank you so much. I really wish your applause could pay my student bills. Yeah. Starving artist. I bring a whole new meaning to it. It's wonderful. My parents are thrilled with my life choices. Anyway. No, but I absolutely fell in love with the city when I moved out here, and I do not want to leave, so I do love it here very, very much.
Where are you from, Rick?
I'm originally from Ontario. Anybody else from Ontario? Yeah, Ontario. Anybody else? No? Okay,
No.
we're the only cool ones. That's fine. It's okay, it's okay. Where's everybody else from? You got some folks over here from Manitoba, correct? Wonderful, wonderful. How about you guys? Where are you guys from? Oh, you're all from Manitoba. Okay, whole crew of Manitoba. Awesome. You guys up there, where are you guys from? Here. Halifax? Oh, wonderful. 3 days. Oh, 3 days. Okay, cool. Welcome. How about you two in the back there? Good college. American? Oh my gosh. Welcome. That's the lovely Catherine and my buddy Elias there. They are also tour guides here. They're going to be riding along just to make sure that we've all gotten to know each other a little bit better. I'll talk about this
Alam
lovely
niyo mga
machine that we
kapinay,
have.
ang
This is known as
lalakaran,
the
ang
Mark
pupuntahan
V,
din naman
which
ito
stands
ay
for
yung
Wider
mga
Amphibious
lugar
Resupply
din
Cargo
dito.
Vessel.
Kaya maganda.
And the 5 stands for the 5 tons of weight that they can
Makakatuwa lang
carry.
kasi diba,
They
first
originally
time mo
commissioned by the
ma-experience.
US
Nandito kami,
government
tagal na
during
namin
Vietnam
dito,
War. So
pero
yes, they
first
are
time
indeed
lang namin
war
kami
vets.
experience.
Now, back
Hindi
in
nga
the
kami
day, it was a
ready.
bit different. They
Kaya
all
yung
had
suot
the
ni
same
Nining,
camouflage color, as well as having just a different caliber
nakapon
machine
pa siya,
guns.
tawag dito. Suot ni Nining ay
Now, when we started doing tours of the
naka-skirt
city,
pa si
all that
Ine.
traffic enforcement let us know that 50 calibers are not exactly street legal. So we did have to have those approved. I know, it would have made getting through traffic so much easier, but whatever. We also gave them a brand new paint job and installed the finest. That's another thing, folks. Anybody here in the city recognizes and loves the Harbor Hopper, so if you do see people on the street waving at us, giving them a smile, be sure to wave and smile back. Don't worry if they're not waving back at you. They're probably also from Ontario. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm the only one that's allowed to make that joke because I too am from Ontario. So I'm not quite sure where they'd stood its 180, but who knows? We've now turned on to Brunswick Street, which has had a few different nicknames. One of them known as Barrack Street for all of the soldiers' barracks in this area, as well as the less reputable Knock 'em Down Street for all of the bars in this area that the soldiers would visit on a daily basis, and all of the fights that followed suit.
Yung para ka lang din naman nakasakay dito guys sa tawag dito sa car. Syempre, ang maganda lang, ang kaibahan lang
We're now
kasi
turning onto Citadel Hill, which is one of
para kasing
Canada's most
tourist dito.
popular national
Kasi
historic
nga,
sites.
may mga nagsasabi pa ng history dito ng lugar, kaya kakatuwa.
And it is home to Fort George, which we'll get a closer look at just a little bit.
Ah.
It is pretty sweet. I agree. you come up this hill here, you can look all the way down Prince Street. That's the road we just came up just there, and you'll get a sense as to just how steep the hill of Halifax really is. It's quite the incline. I dropped a toonie down there the other day. I'm never getting that back.
Taas. Taas niya, guys. Hi.
Now coming up on the right-hand side, we're passing by a lovely little... The woman was visiting the Citadel, and when nobody was looking, she managed to lower the lovely Union Jack flag flying just over there, and raise her own flag depicting a bright pink martini glass.
Dadaan pa ito mamaya ka Pinay sa dagat. Di ba nasa land pa tayo? Idadaan nila ito mamaya sa dagat. Ito naman din naiikutan na rin talaga namin mga kapinay. Kaya lang talaga in-experience lang namin yung ito mismong harbor hopper na sasakyan. Para feeling kami yung mga turista din, di ba? Parang hindi taga Halifax. Sila pantayan hindi mapakali sa pagbibidyo. Palipat-lipat ng upuan. Ayan, no? Siguro papalik na ito papuntang dagat mga kapinay. O diba? Ganyan lang talaga ginagawa dito. Kumbaga experience may mga bagay na sabi nga minsan ay huwag kang manghinayang at ang life naman ay hindi natin sigurado. Kaya yung feeling mo na gusto mong experience na. O, parang feeling namin ngayon kami mga kapinay, talagang kami ay mga tourist din dito sa sariling namin lugar dito sa Halifax. Kasi madami talaga dito mga nadayo sa Halifax. Ito talaga isa din dito sa sinasakyan na talaga ini-experience. So, diba? Kami, naka-experience din. Pag talaga mga tao na may nakikita minata ng ganito, nahanga sila. Kumbaga, pinipicturean nila itong harbor hopper. Kasi nga yung iba, hindi pa ito na-experience. Kaya pag ito yung nakikita lang namin, yung kagaya kanina, wala sa plano, biglaan. Ayun ang ginawa namin. Kaya sabi namin, i-try kaya kasi hindi naman kami, kumbaga ito na lang yung pang-celebrate namin na Mother's Day. Kaya sabi ni tatay, sige, experience daw namin. Kasi nga, gusto namin itong experience natin pagsakay dito. Yan. Pero simple lang talaga siya kung tutusin. Kaya lang, yung feeling na may experience mo, yun yung masarap sa pakiramdam mga kapinay, yung experience kasi. At may mga tao doon nagtitinginan talaga pag nadaan ito. Yung mga nakain. Talaga tinitingnan nila itong pag nakasakay dito. Nag-hide talaga sila. Ito yung pinaka downtown ng Halifax eh. Dito din lang naman siya idinadaan. Pero mamaya tayo dadaan dito sa may dagat. Kaya yun abangan natin yung mga kapinay.
I am told it's basically Nova Scotia in a Here we have the Halifax Central Library. It is one of the newest and greenest buildings in the entire city. It is very eco-friendly and quite interesting to look at. The architecture does look like a giant stack of books. Even if the architect claims he didn't mean to make it look like a giant stack of books. He was lying. Now just over here we have the Halifax Memorial Library, which is still standing today. Unfortunately, they cannot tear this building down as it sits atop a mass grave. For that reason, it's thought to be one of the most haunted buildings here in the city. Now this massive graveyard extends all the way out from underneath the library down this entire road and into the old burial grounds just over here. Now the first grave was dug in 1749, the last grave in 1844. There's about 1,200 tombstones in this cemetery today, but over 12,000 bodies recorded in this entire vicinity of land. And just across from it we have St. Mary's Basilica over here, which has the tallest freestanding granite spire in all of North America. And he was also credited with the burning of Washington, D.C., including burning portions of the White House. To be brought all the way back to England, his place of origin, that was very, very far. So I think we're just going to drop him off in Halifax. It's technically British soil, and he will not be able to tell the difference. He is indeed quite dead. was, how do we keep a corpse fresh on a boat? It was still about 3 weeks at sea, and corpses do not keep very well. Now, the genius sailors that they were was all King Age, that is. And once again, we're passing just by the church there, but also Grand Parade Square, which is really the heart of the city of Halifax. There's always lots of things going on later on in the summer, so if you guys do find yourselves back here later on, be sure to see what's going on over at Grand Parade Square.
Tatay, hindi ka madami nakaway dito.
And just attached to the square, we have the beautiful City Hall. This is where our mayor does all of this great work, and they even put up a cute little sign in the window that says, "Hello, Harbor Hopper." I know, adorable. City Hall's flirting with us. Now, City Hall used to have a jailhouse in its basement, and it did see one very famous resident get to stay the evening there. Has everybody here heard of Harry Houdini by chance? Ah, yes. If you have not heard of Harry Houdini, he was a very famous escape artist, magician, and illusionist. Now, early in his career, he was doing a show here in Halifax, and after that show, he decided he was going to go celebrate at some of the bars downtown. Now, this ended up with him being locked up for a little bit of public intoxication. So, I don't know whose bright idea it was to lock up Houdini, a famous escape artist, in a cage, but they did so. At about 2 a.m., the police get a knock on their door. Surprise! It was chasm. So, as we enter into the harbor, I'm going to count us down. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then I need you all to yell at the top of your lungs. We're going to yell, "Ribbit, ribbit." Just like that twice, okay? We got it? Ribbit, ribbit. So 3, 2, 1, ribbit, ribbit.
Ribbit, ribbit.
That was a perfect practice run, but let's keep it down until we're doing it for real.
Nagpapalit na siguro ng gulong. Sana ng dagat. Yay! Honey, look! Yay! We're in the...
That was some mighty fine riveting, folks. You have to put my last turn to shame.
Yay!
And welcome to beautiful Halifax Harbor, everybody.
Palit na siya ng gulong. Nasa dagat na kami.
Once again, it is a little bit chilly out here today, but it's still gorgeous out here on the Halifax Harbor. A little fun fact, we are one of the world's largest naturally occurring ice-free harbors, which means that we do not freeze over, not even in our very cold Canadian winters. This is partly due to the overall depth of the harbor itself, as well as the very cold temperatures of the water. Oh, sorry, the salt content of the water.
Ayun yung kabilang bayan na pinupunta namin sa Dartmouth, oh.
We have a stand-in captain today. Evan's taking the wheel.
Eh, mayroong barko na.
At its deepest point, the harbor is about 174 meters in depth, and there is reported to be about 47 different shipwrecks along the bottom, as well as 32 Volvos.
Wala kayo may nanong kano yun?
No Teslas, no.
Duck?
No, this was back in the day when they were a little bit more lenient on dumping trash into the harbor, and an entire shipping container of Volvos mysteriously tipped over and rolled out into the harbor. Now you'll notice these two very large glittering buildings over here. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're known as Purdy's Towers. And they have a very interesting way of keeping cool in our hotter summers. They actually have what is known as a geothermal cooling system. And this system was actually created by Dalhousie engineering students. Dalhousie is one of the universities that we have here in Halifax. So this geothermal cooling system uses a series of underwater pipelines which sucks up the extremely cold water of the harbor and circulates it around the building. This actually cools them off quite a bit.
This proved to be a far more eco-friendly version of the AC and also far cheaper than traditional AC. And we do love a green solution here in the city of Halifax. What do you mean you don't have your
Wala
license,
na
Evan?
ng hangin. No more
Evan doesn't
winds.
have his license, but don't tell anyone. No, I called you Evan. Just a hop, skip, and a jump across the harbor, we have our lovely sister city of Dartmouth over there. And we used to refer to Dartmouth as the dark side. Not because they're evil, no, they're very nice over there. It's just that they got electricity about a year after Halifax did. So they were quite literally the dark side of the harbor for a time being. Now we are currently traveling alongside the Halifax Boardwalk, which is one of the longest boardwalks to border a saltwater body. It measures to be about just over 4 kilometers in length and begins where we entered all the way down at the casino and ends all the way down at the cruise ship ports. Now you may be wondering, oh Rick, how do we get over to Dartmouth? We want to go visit the dark side and see what's all the evil about. It's fine. If you're going to do so, you would take a lovely ferry from this terminal here. This is the Halifax Ferry Terminal, which is one of the oldest saltwater running ferries in all of North America. It actually began with one gentleman in a dinghy, and he would just row people back and forth. It took him about 2 hours to get across, but I'm sure he did it with a smile. Now, since then, we have upgraded to some larger ferry vessels. I'm sure you'll see them out and about throughout your trip here to Halifax. If you do see any of them, be sure to quickly look up the name that is printed on the side. All of our vessels are named after famous Haligo. We're just switching out some captains here. I'm going to give a big round of applause for Evan.
You wanna try maging captain? You wanna try? Pwede ka doon, maging captain. Ikaw magdadrive. You wanna try? No?
Now, Nolan, do you have your license? What?
Oh, yung bata nagdadrive po.
Now be sure to keep your eyes peeled on the surface of the water. We usually do have some seal sightings throughout the summer months. There's a naval dockyard right behind us. Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. I thought of that all by myself. Anyway. We're now coming up along the backside of the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, just over here, and there's a couple of vessels worth mentioning. The first one is the Acadia, the only vessel in the harbor to have survived both World Wars as well as the Halifax explosion. So she's quite an old vessel. She will be opened up later on in the season, and you can take tours. And parked just next to her here, we have the HMCS Sackville. HMCS stands for His Majesty's Canadian Ship, and the Sackville was actually an integral part of winning the war for the Atlantic Ocean during World War II. So the Sackville itself actually took down a few enemy U-boats back in the day, and she is painted in a homage, razzle-dazzle camouflage style, which is indeed a real thing. I didn't believe it either. They actually used this back in the day to kind of confuse early enemy tracking systems. It was very hard to see this vessel by eye on the horizon. You may also notice the very, very large ship that is just visiting on the Dartmouth side. Now there's something very strange about seeing a vessel with a crane that big. It does not look like it should float, but somehow it does. I cannot explain buoyancy, it is a mystery. How you doing, Nolan? Having fun? Awesome. Collision course with the Norwegian vessel known as the IMO. The Norwegian vessel was exiting the harbor, and they ended up veering into the same lane of traffic as each other. Both ships attempted to signal each other to move, however neither could do so quickly enough. The initial collision was very minimal.
Tatagal natin ngayon lang tayo naka-experience ng ganito na. Pero okay na din, at least yung hindi panayaan natin sila kayo. Paano kayo sumakay doon? Ano kaya ako na
Vessels attempted to pull apart from each other, but when doing so, metal on metal grinding up their hulls caused many sparks to be let off, which ignited the fallen barrels. Immediately, a very large fire broke out.
Pabalik na kami mga kapinay. Nagpalit na naman ang gulong. Malupa na ulit.
Give another big round of applause for Captain Jeff.
Yay!
In and out of the harbor safely. And give it up for our captains in training. We had a few of them come on.
Safe kami. Nakita kami ng sea.
Yeah, captains in training.
Yay!
Woo!
Captain.
sad stories in a row, but now that we're back on dry land, I can talk about the Titanic. Can't really talk about sinking ships out on the harbor.
Sinking
It's bad
ship.
luck, so. The RMS Titanic set sail on her maiden voyage
Sinking ship.
on April
Like
14th
Titanic.
of 1912. Now, the Titanic itself was recorded to be Halifax, having one of the only harbors in the area that was not frozen over at the time, was able to send relief vessels out. However, by the time it took for these vessels to reach it to the spot just off of the shores of Newfoundland to where the Titanic was sinking, very sadly anybody left in the water had perished, and it became a recovery mission. These vessels did recover many bodies and laid them to rest throughout cities here in Halifax. Now, one of these cemeteries has a tombstone that is marked J. Dawson. Now, if you have seen the film Titanic,
Jack Dawson
you know
na.
that there is a very main character named Jack Dawson, who was played by a very young and dreamy Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, people kind of went insane when they found this grave. They believed it to be Jack Dawson's grave. All the Halifax, yes. And corruption. Now, folks, we are going to be pulling back into the Halifax parking lot that we departed from earlier, thus concluding our tour for the day.
Babalik na
Couple of
kami.
safety features. You find folks sitting up on this side. That includes you two. Please listen to my safety speech. And I've heard it 1,000 times. That's okay. There's going to be some trees that might kind of swing in to try and give you a high five. Do not high five the trees back. I will gladly give you a high five at the end of the tour. Also, please remain seated until we've come to a full stop in the parking lot so we can all disembark nice and safely.
Nice and safely.
Just a little bit. Just a little leaning.
Dito kami kanina.
Folks, if you enjoyed the
galing.
tour, feel free to leave us a review anywhere online. TripAdvisor, I believe, is the one place you can go to for that. If you absolutely hated the tour, forget my name, forget it ever happened. You don't have to leave a review.
Yay! We're here again. Say,
And give it up one more time for Captain Jeff.
yay! Thank you, Captain Jack.
Thank you so much, guys.
We're here again. Safe. Yay! Yan mga kapinay, andito lang kami nag-park at maghahanap lang kami ng pwedeng kainan. Pero ang napili ko ay yung dati kong gustong balikang kainan. Ayan, tata, hindi pwede din eh. Hanap lang kami ng mga kainan namin dito sa may downtown, mga kapinay. Yan. Lalakad ang tatay. Kikita natin, matao pa rin ngayon. Hanap lang tayo ng pwedeng kainan. Spring Garden Road. Dito kaya nga yun. Chata. Order lang si Honey ng chata. Favorite ni Honey yung chata. Lang, Mac Jolly. Filipino food. Welcome sa Filipino food. Mac Jolly, Mac Jolly. Parang Jollibee. Yeah, Mac Jolly ng Pilipinas. Ito yung kakainin namin. Wow, sarap. Thank you, tatay, for Mother's Day celebration. Ng gabi, uwi na kape. Happy Mother's Day mga kapinay. Tatay, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
I love you too, kapanday. Thank you, tatay.